Good evening, all. Namo Buddhaya. Very warm welcome to our regular Saturday evening Dhamma Dana, Dhamma sharing, blessing program hosted by Lecturer Dhammanikethanaya Buddhist Center. Every Saturday evening we meet to share the blessings of the Buddha by sharing the teachings of the Buddha, and this is one of the highest form of meritorious deeds we call Dhamma Dana. Dhamma Dana is the highest dana. You all can sponsor these Saturday evening programs in memory of your loved ones or to mark an important occasion of life like a birthday, to transfer or share the merits of this highest dana, Dhamma Dana. Today, this program is being sponsored by Mrs. Kisha Alahakkone Chaudhuri, also son Dweep Chaudhuri, son Raj Chaudhuri and family. They would like to remember very dearly the beloved husband, loving father, Mr. Parimal Kanti Chaudhuri, on his 9th year remembrance merit transfer. Today, Venerable monks are doing this special Dhamma Dana, Dhamma sharing program in memory of Mr. Parimal Kanti Chaudhuri. He was very good in understanding about the Buddhist teaching and always likes to visit temples and talk to monks and understand more about the Buddhist teachings. He also enjoys visiting Buddhist temples around other countries and also did a lot of support to Sri Lankan Buddhist temples to build some accommodation houses for the monks. And in his name, even Mrs. Kisha Chaudhuri Alahakkone has also done so many of meritorious deeds, supporting to build a stupa and Buddha statues and some other meritorious deeds. Every year, the family takes this special moment by offering dana and also sponsoring the Vasala season, participating in this type of Dhamma sharing in his great name. May Mr. Parimal Kanti Chaudhuri attain supreme bliss of Nibbana. May he find all the happiness and light along the path in his journey to find the everlasting happiness, the liberation. Also, may those blessings, merits be with all the departed relatives and friends. And also may the blessings be with all who in the family to get the good health, protection, and happiness. Bearing this in our heart, we are going to start our program today by observing the 5 precepts. We'll pay our homage to the Buddha Dhamma Sangha, then listen to Dhamma sermons in Sinhala, and then do some few minutes of chanting. Then we'll have a Dhamma sermon in English. Then we will have a children's Dhamma sharing, Dhamma school, finally we finish with few minutes of meditation. May this meritorious program be in the good name of Mr. Parimalkanti Chaudhuri on this 9th remembrance merit transfer 9th year anniversary. May he attain supreme bliss of Nibbana. Bearing this in our hearts, let us observe the 5 precepts to start our program. Please say Namo Tassa 3 times to observe the 5 precepts.
Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa. Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa. Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa.
Buddhaṃ saranam gacchāmi.
Buddhaṃ saranam gacchāmi.
Dhammaṃ saranam gacchāmi.
Dhammam saranam gacchāmi.
Sangham saranam gacchāmi.
Sangham saranam gacchāmi.
Tutiyampi buddhaṃ saranam gacchāmi.
Tutiyampi buddhaṃ saranam gacchāmi.
Tutiyampi dhammaṃ saranam gacchāmi.
Tutiyampi dhammam saranam gacchāmi.
Tutiyampi sangham saranam gacchāmi.
Tutiyampi sangham saranam gacchāmi.
Tatiyampi buddhaṃ saranam gacchāmi.
Tatiyampi buddhaṃ saranam gacchāmi.
Tatiyampi dhammaṃ saranam gacchāmi.
Tatiyampi dhammam saranam gacchāmi.
Tatiyampi sangham saranam gacchāmi.
Tatiyampi sangham saranam gacchāmi.
Ānātipātā vēramani sikkhapadam samadhiyāmi.
Pānātipātā vīramani sikkhapadam samadhiyāmi.
Adinādānā vēramani sikkhapadam samadhiyāmi.
Adinādānā vīramani sikkhapadam samadhiyāmi.
Kāmesu miccācārā vēramani sikkhapadam samadhiyāmi.
Kāmesu miccācārā vīramani sikkhapadam samadhiyāmi.
Musāvādā vēramani sikkhapadam samadhiyāmi.
Musāvādā vīramani sikkhapadam samadhiyāmi.
Surāmēraya majjapamā daṭṭhānā vēramani sikkhapadam samadhiyāmi.
Surāmēraya majjapamā daṭṭhānā vīramani sikkhapadam samadhiyāmi. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
we pay our homage to the Blessed One, supremely enlightened Lord Buddha, the Dhamma and the Sangha, and also we offer the flowers, incense, light, drinks, and all the offerings to the Buddha, Dhamma, Sangha, the objects of veneration, sacred Bodhi tree, relics of Buddha and Arahant. May those merits be with Mr. Parimal Kanti Chaudhuri in this 9th year merit transfer anniversary. May he attain supreme bliss of Nibbana. May these blessings be with Mrs. Kisha Alahakkone Chaudhuri, Dweep Chaudhuri, Raj Chaudhuri, and everyone in the family. May the blessings be with all in our community, the venerable monks and all. May they all be well and happy. Bearing those in our heart, let us take our palms jointly together and sit in contemplation to get this very important opportunity, that we have this opportunity that we can travel, connect from our house with the temple and practice a very important few minutes of our spiritual practice. And it is a great blessing. So don't be delay in your life when you have these very special opportunities. Always join and spend these few minutes with the temple, and that is going to be a very special blessing. This season, this 3 months is a very special time we call spiritual rainy retreat season, and that when we engage similar blessing programs, it generates more merits. Therefore, be so lucky and happy to have this opportunity, and let us make the most of this time with us. So let us pay our homage to the Buddha, Dhamma, Sangha together. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Itti piso bhagava araham samma sambuddho vijja charana sampanno sugato kavido anuttaro purisa dhamma sarati santareva manussanam buddho bhagavati buddhang jivitang yava nibbānang saranang gacchāmi swakhato bhagavata dhammo sandintiko akaliko epansiko opanayiko paccantang veditambo vinyuiti dhammang jivitang yava nibbānang saranang gacchāmi supatipanno bhagavato sāvaka sangho ujjupatipanno bhagavato sāvaka sangho nyāya patipanno bhagavato sāvaka sangho sāmīci patipanno bhagavato sāvaka sangho yadidaṃ cattari purisa yugani atta purisa mungala esa bhagavato sāvaka sangho ahuneyo
පාහුනෙයෝ දක්කිනෙයෝ අංජලි කරණීයෝ
අනුත්තරං පුඤ්ඤක් කෙත්තං
ලෝකස්සාති
සංඝං ජීවිතං
යාව නිබ්බානං සරණං ගච්ඡාමි
වන්දාමි චේතියං සබ්බං
සම්බටානේසු පතින්තිතං
සාරීරික
ධාතු මහා බෝධින් බුද්ධ රූපං සකලං සදා
යස්ස මූලේ නිසින්නෝව
සම්බාරි විජයං
අකාපත්තෝ සබ්බං යුතං සත්තා
වන්දේතං බෝධිපාදපං
ඉමේ ඒතේ මහා බෝධි
ලෝකනාතේන පූජිතා
අහං පිතේ නමස්සාමි
බෝධි රාජා නමන්තුතේ
ධනසාරප්පදිත්තේන
දීපේන තමදංසිනා
තිලෝක දීපං
සම්බුද්ධං පූජයාමි තමෝනුදං
ගන්ධ සම්භාර යුත්තේන
දූපේනාහං සුගන්ධිනා
පූජයේ
පූජනීයන්තං පූජාවාජන මුත්තමං
වන්න ගන්ධ ගුණෝපේතං
ඒතං කුසුම සන්තතින්
පූජයාමි
මුනින්දස්ස සිරිපාද සරෝරුවේ
පූජේමි බුද්ධං
කුසුමේනනේන පුඤ්ඤේන මේතේන
ලබාමි
ලබාමි මොක්ඛං
උප්පං මිලායාති
යතායි
යතායි
ධම්මේ
ධම්මේ
කායෝ
කායෝ තථායාති
විනාශ භාවං
සුගන්ධං සීතලං කප්පං
පසන්න මధుරං සුභං
පානීය
මේතම් භගවා පතිගන්හාතු උත්තම
අදිවාසේතුනෝ භන්තේ ගිලාන පච්චයං
ඉමං
අනුකම්පං උපාදාය පතිගන්හාතු අදිවාසේතුනෝ භන්තේ සම්බං සන්දාය පූජිතං අනුකම්පං උපාදාය පතිගන්හාතු කායේන වාචා චිත්තේන
පමාදේන මයා කතං
අච්චයං කමමි භන්තේ
බෝරිපඤ්ඤ තථාගත
කායේන වාචා
චිත්තේන පමාදේන මයා කතං
අච්චයං කමමි ධම්ම
සම්දිට්ඨික අකාලික
කායේන වාචා චිත්තේන
පමාදේන මයා කතං
අච්චයං කමමි සංඝ
සුපටිපන්න අනුත්තර
ඉමිනා පුඤ්ඤ කම්මේන
මාමේ බාල
බාල
සමාගමෝ
සතං සමාගමෝතු යාව නිබ්බාන පන්තියා ආකාසට්ටා ච භුම්මට්ටා දේවානාගා
මහින්దికා
පුඤ්ඤන්තං අනුමෝදිත්වා චිරන් රක්ඛන්තු ලෝක සාසනං ආකාසට්ටා ච භුම්මට්ටා
බුම්මට්ටා දේවානාගා මහින්దికා
පුඤ්ඤන්තං අනුමෝදිත්වා චිරං රක්ඛන්තු දේශනං ආකාසට්ඨා ච
බුම්මට්ටා දේවානාගා මහින්దికා
පුඤ්ඤන්තං අනුමෝදිත්වා චිරං රක්ඛන්තු මං පරන්ති ඉදං මේ ඥාතිනං හෝතු සුඛිතා හොන්තු ඥාතයෝ ඉදං මේ ඥාතිනං හෝතු සුඛිතා හොන්තු ඥාතයෝ ඉදං මේ ඥාතිනං හෝතු සුඛිතා හොන්තු ඥාතයෝ සාදු 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 Now we are going to start our Sinhala Dhamma sermon, which will take place about 15 to 20 minutes. During that time, those who do not understand the language, they can practice few minutes of meditation. That is called contemplation of the Dhamma, Dhammanussati. When you are sitting and listening to the Dhamma, even though we do not understand it, that intention of keep listening to the Dhamma is a form of meditation that has a powerful protection and blessings. After that, we will be doing few minutes of chanting of protection blessings and then continue our English Dhamma sermon. මේ වෙලාවේදී අපි අද දිනේට නියමිත සිංහල ධර්මානුශාසනාව පවත්වන්නටයි බලාපොරොත්තු වෙන්නේ. සෑම සෙනසුරාදා දිනයකම ලෙක්චර් ධම්මනිකේතන බෞද්ධ මධ්‍යස්ථානය විසින් පවත්වනු ලබන සදහම් වැඩසටහනටයි ඔබ අප හැම දිනම සම්බන්ධ වෙන්නේ. අප ලැබපු විශාල භාග්‍යයක් නිවසේ සිටගෙනම විහාරස්ථානීය සමග ස්වාමීන් වහන්සේලා සමග සම්බන්ධ වෙමින් සෑම සෙනසුරාදා සවසකම අප්‍රමාණ කුසලයක් රැස් කරගන්නට අපේ අවබෝධය දියුණු කරගන්නට ලොකු ආශිර්වාදයක් සාක්ෂාත් කරගන්නට සෑම සෙනසුරාදා සවස 6ට අපි මේ දහම් වැඩසටහන පවත්වනු ලබනවා. ලොකු කුඩා සෑම කෙනෙකුටම ප්‍රයෝජනවත් වෙන මේ පින්කම ධර්ම දානමය පින්කමක් හැටියට අපිට සලකන්නට පුළුවන්. ඒ ධර්ම දාන පින්කම තමයි සියලු දාන අතර ශ්‍රේෂ්ඨම දානයි. දාන වර්ග රාශියක් තිබෙනවා. විවිධ දාන වර්ග අපිට අබේ දාන ආමිෂ දාන වශයෙන් විහෙර විහාර කෙත්වතු පූජා කිරීම ආදී වශයෙන් නොඑක් පින්කම් කරන්නට පුළුවන්. ඒ අතර ශ්‍රේෂ්ඨම පින්කම තමයි ධර්ම දානමය පින්කම. එනිසා ඔබ මේ මොහොතේ රැස් කරගන්නේ ඒ ශ්‍රේෂ්ඨම පින්කම කියන ශ්‍රද්ධාව නිතර හිතේ ඇති කරගෙන ඕනේ මේ පින්කමට සහ සම්බන්ධ වෙන්න. මෙබඳු ධර්ම දානමය පින්කමක් දායකත්වයේ අරගෙන ඔබටත් සහභාගී වෙන්නට පුළුවන්කම තිබෙනවා. විශේෂයෙන් ඔබගේ ඥාතීන් සිහිපත් කරමින් පින් අනුමෝදන් කිරීමට, එහෙම නැත්නම් ජීවිතයේ වැදගත් අවස්ථාවක උපන් දිනයක් වැනි අවස්ථාවක සෙත් ප්‍රාර්ථනා කරන්නට මේ පින්කමේ දායකත්වයේ අරගෙන කටයුතු කරන්නට පුළුවන්කම තිබෙනවා. අද දවසේ මේ පින්කමේ දායකත්වයේ අරගෙන කටයුතු කරන්නේ කිසා අලහකෝන් චෞධරි මහත්මිය, ද්වීප් චෞධරි පුතණුවන්, රාජ් චෞධරි පුතණුවන් ඇතුළු පවුලේ සියලු දෙනා විසින් විශේෂයෙන් මීට 9 වසරකට උඩදී අභාව ප්‍රාප්ත වෙච්ච පරිමල් කන්ති චෞධරි මහත්මාණන් සිහිපත් කරමින් එතුමාට පින් අනුමෝදන් කිරීමටයි. එතුමා බුදුදහමට බොහොම ලැබියාවක් තිබුණු ස්වාමින් වහන්සේලා විහාරස්ථාන ඇසුරට ලැබියාවක් තිබුණු ලෝකයේ විවිධ පළාත්වල බෞද්ධ ස්ථාන බලමින් අප්‍රමාණ සතුටක් ලැබපු, එවාගේම ලංකාවේ විවිධ විහාරස්ථානවල අඩුපාඩු වශයෙන් පවතිච්ච දානශාලා සංඝාවාස ඉදිකිරීමට උදව් උපකාර කරපු ඒ වගේම එතුමා වෙනුවෙන් කිෂා චෞධරි අලහක්කොන් මහත්මිය විශේෂ පින්කම් රාශියක් චෛත්‍යයක් ඉදිකිරීමට ඒ වගේම අනිකුත් බුද්ධ ප්‍රතිමාවන් සකස් කිරීමට ආදී වශයෙන් පින්කම් රාශියක් එතුමා වෙනුවෙන් සිද්ධ කරන අතර සෑම වර්ෂයකම මේ පින්කමත් ඉතා ඕනෑ කමින් සිද්ධ කරනවා. ඒ වගේම විහාරස්ථානයේ වස්සාන කාලෙදිත් ඒ කටයුතු වලට සහ සම්බන්ධ වෙමින් එතුමා සිහිපත් කරමින් පින් අනුමෝදන් කරනවා. නිසා මේ සියලු පින් අනුමෝදනාවෙන් එතුමාගේ සසර ගමන සුවපත් වේවා, උතුම් වූ නිවන් සුවයම සාක්ෂාත් කර ගනිත්වා කියලා අපි ප්‍රාර්ථනා කරනවා. ඒ වගේම කිසාලහකොන් චෞධරි නෝනා මහත්මිය නමින් ඒ පවුලේ සියලු දෙනා නමින් අභාව ප්‍රාප්ත මව් දෙමව්පිය ඥාති හිතවත් සෑම දෙනාටමත් අද මේ පින්කමට සහ සම්බන්ධ වන ඔබ සෑම දෙනා නමින් මිය පරලොව ගියා වූ සියලු දෙනාටමත් මේ පින් අනුමෝදන් වෙලා යයි සපුවත් භාවයට දුකින් අත මිදීමට නිවනින් සැනසීමටපත් වේවා කියන ප්‍රාර්ථනා ඇති කරගෙන ඒ වගේම දෙවියන් මේ පින් අනුමෝදන්ව මේ කුසල් ශක්තියනොත් දෙවියන්ගේ ආශිර්වාදයෙන්ොත් අද දවසේ දායකත්වයේ දරන කිසාලහකොන් චෞධරි මහත්මියත් ද්වීප් චෞධරි පුතණුවන් රාජ් චෞධරි පුතණුවන් ඇතුළේ පවුලේ සියලු දෙනාටමත් මේ සෑම දෙනාටමත් ගෞරවනීය ස්වාමින් වහන්සේලාටත් නිදුක් නිරෝගී භාවයේ ආරක්ෂාව දියුණුවම සැලසේවා කියන අදිෂ්ඨාන ඇති කරගෙන අපේ මේ උතුම් ධර්ම දාන කටයුතු ධර්ම ප්‍රචාරක කටයුතු තව තවත් දියුණු කරගන්නට දෙවියන්ගේ ආරක්ෂාව ආශිර්වාද සැලසේවා කියන අදිෂ්ඨාන ඇති කරගෙන මේ වෙලාවේදී සිංහල ධර්ම දේශනාව අද දිනයට નિયમિત සිංහල ධර්ම දේශනාව පවත්වන ලෙස මා ඊටාම ගෞරවයෙන් ආරාධනා කර සිටිනවා. මාතර දික්වැල්ල වැවුරු කන්නල බුදුරජ මහ විහාරස්ථානයේ විද්‍යාතුංග පිරිවෙනේ පරිවෙනාධිපති වශයෙන් කටයුතු කළ ජර්මනියේ බර්ලින් බෞද්ධ විහාරයේ අනුශාසක වශයෙන් කටයුතු කරන අතිගෞරවනීය දික්වැල්ලේ සීල සුමන පඬිත් හාමුදුරන් වහන්සේ අද දවසේ අපි විශේෂයෙන් මේ පින්කම් මාලාව වසල සූත්‍රයේ මුල් කරගෙන වසල සූත්‍රයේ ගාථාවන් එකින් එක අරගෙන ධර්මදේශනා මාලාවක් හැටියට පවත්වමින් වසල සූත්‍රය පිළිබඳ ගැඹුරු අවබෝධයකට පත් කරගන්නට පුළුල් අවබෝධයකට පත් කරගන්නටයි මේ ධර්මදේශනා මාලාව පවත්වන්නේ. අද දිනේට નિયમિત වසල සූත්‍රයේ 9 වෙනි ගාථාව ආශ්‍රයෙන් සිංහල ධර්මානුශාසනාව පවත්වන ලෙස මා ඊටාම ගෞරවයෙන් ආරාධනා කර සිටිනවා. මාතර දික්වැල්ල වැවුරු කන්නල බුදුරජ මහ විහාරස්ථානයේ විද්‍යාතුංග පිරිවෙනේ පරිවෙනාධිපති වශයෙන් කටයුතු කළ අතිගෞරවනීය දික්වැල්ලේ සීල සුමන පඬිත් හාමුදුරන් වහන්සේට කවුරුත් ධර්ම ශ්‍රවණයට ආරාධනා කරමින් ධර්ම ශ්‍රවණය කිරීම පිණිස සාදුකාරයක් පවත්වමින් ධර්ම ශ්‍රවණය කරන්න හැම දිනාටම තෙරුවන් සරණයි.
නමෝ තස්ස භගවතු අරහතෝ සම්මා සම්බුද්දස්ස යෝ මාතරං වා පිතරං වා ජින්නකං ගත යොබ්බනං පහුසන්තෝ නබරති තංජඤ්ඤා වසලෝ ඉති. ගෞරවනීය හාමුදුරන් වහන්සේ, දූ දරුවනි, දෙමාපියනි, අද දවසේ වසල සූත්‍රයේ 9 වෙනි ගාථා ධර්මයයි මා ප්‍රකාශ කළේ. මේ ගාථා ධර්මයෙන් කියවෙන සරල අදහස තමයි යම් කෙනෙක් බොහෝ ධන ධාන්‍ය තියාගෙන ඒ වයසටපත් වෙච්ච තමන්ගේ අම්මා තාත්තා දෙන්නට සලකන්නේ නැත්නම් පෝෂණය කරන්නේ නැත්නම් ඒ පුජ්‍යලයා වසලෙක් කියන එකයි මේ ගාථාවෙන් කියවේ. තමන්ට පුළුවන්කම තියෙද්දි ඒ වයසට ගියපු දෙමාපියන්ට නොසලකීම වසල කරුණක් ඇටියට මේ ගාථාවේ සරල අදහස. බුදුහාමුදුරුවෝ නොඑක් සූත්‍ර දේශනාවල දක්වලා තියෙන දෙමාපියන්ට සැලකීමේ වැදගත්කම එක් සූත්‍ර දේශනාවක මෙහෙම සඳහන් වෙලා තියෙනවා. දින්නාහං භික්කවේ නසුප්පතිකාරං වදාමි යදිදං මාතුච්ච පිතුච්ච කියලා. මේ දේශනාවෙන් උන්වහන්සේ විශේෂ උපදේශයක් දීලා තියෙනවා. ඒ උපදේශයෙන් දක්වලා තියෙන්නේ භික්ෂුන් වහන්සේලා අමතලා මෙහෙම ප්‍රකාශ කරලා තියෙන්නේ මහණෙනි මේ ලෝකේ පිහිට වෙලා පිලිසරණ වෙලා ආධාර වෙලා කෙලෙහි ගුණ දක්වලා උපස්ථාන කරලා උපකාර කරලා සෑහීමකටපත් වෙන්න බෑ. නිමාවක් කරන්න බැරි වටිනා පුජ්‍යලෝ දෙන්නෙක් ඉන්නවා. ඒ වෙන කවුරුවක් නොවේයි. මහණෙනි තමන් මේ ලෝකයට දායාද කරන්න යෙදුණු බිහි කරන්න යෙදුණු මව්පිය දෙදෙනා කියන එකයි. ඒ බුද්ධ දේශනාවට අනුව දෙමාපියන්ට සැලකීම අනිවාර්යයෙන්ම සිදු කළ යුතු දෙයක් බව තමයි පැහැදිලි වෙන්නේ. තමන් හදාපු වඩාපු මේ සමාජයේ යහපත් පුජ්‍යලයන් වශයෙන් කටයුතු කරන්නට යමෙක් වෙත වාසනා සම්පත් සැලසුනේ ඒ තමන්ගේ දෙමාපියන් නිසයි. ඒ දෙමාපියන්ට උපස්ථාන කිරීම, උපකාර කිරීම තමන්ගේ දියුණුව අභිවෘද්ධිය පිණිස පවතින බව තමයි පැහැදිලි කරලා තියෙන්නේ. මහා මංගල සූත්‍රයේ මංගල කාරණා 38ක් මංගල කාරණා 38ක් ප්‍රකාශ වෙනවා. මේ මංගල කාරණා 38න් මව්පියන්ට උපස්ථානය කියන එකක් දේශනා කරලා තියෙන උතුම් මංගල කාරණයක් ඇටියට. මංගල කියන වචනේ අදහස තමයි මෙලොව යහපත සැලසෙන, ඒ වගේම පරලොව යහපත සැලසෙන කෙලවර බෞද්ධයන් ඇටියට අපි බලාපොරොත්තු වන නිර්වාණ අවබෝධය සඳහා හේතු වන කරුණු. යම්කිසි පුජ්‍යලේ තමන් හදාපු වඩාපු දෙමව්පියන්ට අවංකවම උපස්ථාන සිද්ධ කරනවා නම් මෙලොව යහපත් ජීවිතයක් ගත කරන්නට වගේම පරලොව යහපත් ජීවිතයක් ගත කරන්නටත් ලැබෙන බව, ඒ වගේම අවසානයේදී ඒ නිවන් සුවයෙන් සැනසීමට හේතු වන බව තමයි ධර්මයේ පැහැදිලි වශයෙන්ම දක්වලා තියෙන්නේ. යමෙක් දෙමව්පියන්ට සලකන්නේ නැත්නම් ඒ දරුවන් වසල දරුවන් ඇටියට අසත්පුරුෂයන් ඇටියටයි දේශනා කොට වදාළේ. දෙමව්පියන්ට උපස්ථානය, ඒ මව්පිය උපස්ථානය කියන එක කෘතගුණ සැලකීමක් ඇටියට නැත්නම් කෙලෙහි ගුණ දැක්වීමක් වගේම පිරිහීමේ දොරටු වසාලන, දියුණුවේ දොරටු විවෘත කරන දෙයක් ඇටියට තමයි ධර්මයෙන් දක්වන්නේ. දරුවන් වෙච්ච අපි හැමදෙනාම ඒ දෙමාපියන්ගෙන් ලබාපු උපකාර ගැන වුණට නායකාරයන් බවට පත් වෙලා හැමදෙනාම නායකාරයන් වෙනවා. ගිහියන් පමණක් නොවේ, පැවිද්දන් විසිනුත් දෙමාපියන්ට උපස්ථාන කළාට වරදක් නැtei කියන එක තමයි විනය පිටකේ දක්වලා තියෙන්නේ. ඒ වගේම පිඬුසිඟා වැඩලා මව්පියන්ට උපස්ථාන කරන්නේ, පෝෂණය කරන්නේ කියලා භික්ෂුන් වහන්සේලාට දක්වලා තියෙනවා. දෙමාපියන්ට කොතෙක් ධනෙ තිබුණත්, මිල මුදල් තිබුණත්, ඒ දෙමව්පියන් තමන්ගේ පැවිදි පුත්‍රයාගෙන් යමක් බලාපොරොත්තු වෙනවා නම් ඒ අය වෙනුවෙන් අපුපස්ථාන කරන්න කියන එක තමයි අපට ධර්මයෙන් පැහැදිලි කරලා තියෙන්නේ. ශ්‍රද්ධාව නැත්නම් පැහැදීම නැති තමන්ගේ දෙමව්පියන් ශ්‍රද්ධා සම්පත්තියේ පිහිටුවල සුමගට යොමු කරවා ගැනීමට නැත්නම් යහපත් මාර්ගයට යොමු කරවා ගන්න එක, ඒ වගේම ඒ දුස්සීල දෙමව්පියන් සිල්වත් කිරීම, මසුරු බවින් මුදවාලන්නට සිත යොමු කිරීම, ඒ දෙමව්පියන් කර උපකාරයට සෑහෙන උපකාරයක් වන බව මාතා පිතු ගුණ කියන සූත්‍රයේ සඳහන් වෙලා තියෙනවා. ඒ නිසා මව්පිය උපස්ථානය සිද්ධ කරන දරුවන් ආහාර පාන ආදීන් පමණක් නොවේයි, තමන්ගේ මව්පියන් ගුණධර්ම වල යෙදවීමෙනුත් ඔවුන්ට සෑහෙන උපකාරයක් වෙන්න බව තමයි අපේ ධර්මයේ දක්වලා තියෙන්නේ. සිංහලවාද සූත්‍ර දේශනාවේ මාතා පිතා දිසා පුබ්බා කියලා මව්පියන් පෙරදිගට එහෙම නැත්නම් නැගෙනහිර දිශාවටයි සමාන කරලා තියෙන්නේ. නැගෙනහිරින් ලෝකයට ආලෝකය නැත්නම් ජීව ගුණය දෙන්න වගේ දරුවන්ගේ ලෝකයට ආලෝකය නැත්නම් ජීව ගුණය සපයන්නේ දෙමාපියන් විසින්. සිංහලවාද සූත්‍රයේ සදිසාව නැත්නම් දිසා 6 නමස්සෙය කියලා කියන්නේ වඳින්නේ කියන අදහස. ඒ වචනේ ඊටාම ගැඹුරු තේරුමක් තියෙන අදහසක් ඇටියට පැහැදිලි වෙන්නේ. අපි වඳින්නේ නැත්නම් බැඳුම් පිදුම් සැලකිලි ලැබීමට සුදුසු උතුම් දෙයකට තමයි අපි වන්දනා කළ යුත්තේ. පවුලක් සමාජයක් පිළිබඳව දෙමව්පියන් ඇතුළු මේ කොටස් 6 වැඳුම් පිදුම් සැලකිලි ලබන්නට සුදුසු උතුමන් විදියට බුදුහාමුදුරු දේශනා කළා තියෙනවා. අපි දෙමාපියන්ට සැබවින්ම වන්දනා කරන්නේ කොහොමද කියන එක අපි කල්පනා කළ යුත්තේ. දරුවන් වශයෙන් දෙමාපියන්ට තම යුතුයකම් ඉෂ්ට කිරීම වැඳීම බවයි බුදුහාමුදුරු පැහැදිලි කළා තියෙන්නේ. සමාජයේ ඒකකයක් වන පවුලේ සම්බන්ධය සඳහා දෙමව්පියන් හා දරුවන් අතර අන්‍යෝන්‍ය සම්බන්ධය, ඔවුනොවුන් අතර තියෙන සම්බන්ධය ඉතාම වැදගත්. දරුවන් විසින් දෙමව්පියන්ට ඉෂ්ට කරන්න ඕන යුතුයකම් 5ක් දක්වලා තියෙනවා. පළවෙනි යුතුයකම තමයි මව්පියන් පෝෂණය කිරීම. ඒක දරුවන් විසින් කළ යුතු ප්‍රධානම කාර්යයක්. දෙවෙනි යුතුයකම තමයි මව්පියන්ගේ සියලු කටයුතු සිද්ධ කිරීම. තුන්වෙනි යුතුයකම තමයි මව්පියන්ගේ චාරිත්‍ර වාරිත්‍ර වගේම ඒ කුල පරම්පරාව ආරක්ෂා කර ගැනීම. ඒ වගේම හතරවෙනි යුතුයකම වශයෙන් දක්වන්නේ මව්පියන් දුන්න දායාද ආරක්ෂා කර ගැනීම. ඒ වගේම පස්වෙනි යුතුයකම ඇටියට දක්වනෝ දෙමව්පියන් පරලෝ ගියාට පස්සේ පින් අනුමෝදන් කිරීම. අන්නේ යුතුයකම් හතරට අයිති වෙනවා දෙමාපියන් පෝෂණය කිරීම කියන එක ප්‍රධානම යුතුයකම ඇටියට මුලින්ම දක්වලා තියෙනවා. සත්පුරුෂ දූදරුවන් නොඑක ආකාරයෙන් තමන්ගේ දෙමව්පියන්ට සලකනවා වගේම හිංසා පීඩා කිරීමෙනුත් වළකිනවා. ඒක කායික මානසික දෙපැත්තෙන්ම අපි සලකා බැලිය යුතු දෙයක්. මව්පිය දූදරු යුතුයකම් හොඳින් ඉෂ්ට වෙන්නේ නැති නිසා සමාජයේ පිරිහීමට හේතු වෙන බව අද සමාජය තුලින්ම පැහැදිලි වෙනවා. දරුවන් වශයෙන් දෙමව්පියන්ටත් දෙමව්පියන් වශයෙන් දරුවන්ටත් ඉටිය යුතු යුතුකම් ඉෂ්ට කිරීම මගින් ධාර්මික සමාජයක් ගොඩනංවන්නට පුළුවන් කියන එක, ඒකට සහායක් දෙන්න පුළුවන් කියන එක තමයි ධර්මය අනුව අපට පැහැදිලි වෙන්නේ. මාතා පිතු ගුණෝ අනන්තෝ කියලා දේශනාවේ දැක්වෙනවා. මව්පියන් ආකාශය වගේ අනන්ත වූ ගුණයෙන් යුක්ත වූවන් හැටියට පින් කෙතකට දෙමව්පියන් සමාන කරලා තියෙන්නේ. අපට දෙමාපියන් වඳින පුදන මොහොතක් පාසා පින් වැඩෙන බව, පින් වපුරා ගන්න පුළුවන් බව තමයි එකෙන් අදහස් වෙන්නේ. ඒ නිසා තමන්ගේ දෙමාපියන්ගේ ගුණ නිසි ලෙස අවබෝධ කරගෙන විශේෂයෙන් මහලු වියට පත්වෙච්ච දෙමාපියන්ට තමන්ගේ යුතුයකම් ඉෂ්ට කරන්නට ඕන. අන්න එහෙම දෙමව්පියන්ට නොසලකන දරුවන් මෙලොව පරලොව වශයෙන් පිරිහීමට පත් වෙන බව ඉහතකී කරුණ වලින් අපට පැහැදිලි වෙනවා. අවබෝධ කරගන්න පුළුවන්කම තියෙනවා. ඒ නිසා දෙලොවට වැඩදායක මාපිය උපස්ථානයේ උසස් ලෙස සලකා කටයුතු කරන්නට අපි අදිස්ථාන කරගන්නට ඕන. හැම දිනාටම තෙරුවන් සරණයි.
සාදු සාදු සාදු. ඒ උතුම් ධර්මානුශාසනාව පවත්වමින් සෑම සෙනසුරාදා දිනයකම සවස සිදු කරන ධර්ම දානමය පින්කමේ සිංහල ධර්මානුශාසනාව සිදු කරමින් වසල සූත්‍රයේ 9 වෙනි ගාථාව පැහැදිලි කරමින් ඊටාම උසස් මිනිස් ගුණ ධර්මයක් සත්පුරුෂ ධර්මතා අතර පළවෙනිම ගුණ ධර්මයේ වන සක්‍ර දේවේන්ද්‍රය සක්‍ර දෙවි පදවිය උදෙසා පුරණ කරුණු 7 පළවෙනිම කාරණාව තමයි සක්දෙවි පදවිය ලැබෙන දිවිහිමියෙන් මව්පියන්ට උපස්ථාන කිරීම. ඒ ආකාර වූ උසස් ගුණයක් පිළිබඳව වටිනා අනුශාසනාවක් සිද්ධ කළ අති ගෞරවනීය දික්වැල්ලේ සීලසුමන පඬිත හාමුදුරන් වහන්සේට අපේ ගෞරවය ආශිර්වාදය පුද කරනවා. මේ උතුම් ආශිර්වාදයේ බලයෙන් උන්වහන්සේට නිදුක් නිරෝගී භාවයේ සැලසේවා. උන්වහන්සේ සිදු කරන ඉදිරි කටයුතු ශාසනික කටයුතු සියල්ලක්ම සාර්ථක වේවා, නිදුක් නිරෝගී භාවයේ සැලසේවා කියලා මේ වෙලාවේදී අපි ආශිර්වාද කරනවා. සාදු සාදු සාදු. මේ උතුම් ධර්මානුශාසනාවෙන් සකස් ලබාගත් උතුම් කුසල සම්භාරය පරිමාල් කන්ති චෞදරි මහත්මාණන් ඇතුළු මිය පරලොව ගියා වූ සියලු දෙනාටම අනුමෝදන් වේවා. එයයිගේ සසර ගමන සුවපත් භාවයට පත් වේවා. අද දවසේ පින්කමේ දායකත්වය අරගෙන කටයුතු කරන කිසා අලහකෝන් චෞදරි නෝනා මහත්මිය, ද්වීප් චෞදරි පුතණුවන්, රාජ් චෞදරි පුතණුවන් ඇතුළු සියලු දෙනාටම නිදුක් නිරෝගී භාවය ආරක්ෂාව සැලසේවා කියලා ප්‍රාර්ථනා කරමින් අපි සෙත් පිරිත් දේශනාවට යොමු වෙමු. නමෝ තස්ස භගවතු අරහතෝ සම්මා සම්බුද්දස්ස. නමෝ තස්ස භගවතු අරහතෝ සම්මා සම්බුද්දස්ස. නමෝ තස්ස භගවතු අරහතෝ සම්මා සම්බුද්දස්ස. එවං මේ සුතං ඒකං සමයං භගවා සාවන්තියං විහෙරති ජේතවනේ අනාථ වින්දිකස්ස ආරාමේ අතකෝ භගවා පුම්පන්න සමයං නිවාසෙත්වා පත්ත චීවර මාදාය සාවන්ත
අන්තියං පින්ඩාය පාවිසේ
තේන කෝපන සමයේන
අංගික වාරන් වාජස්ස බ්‍රාහ්මනස්ස
නිවේසනේ අග්ගි පංජලිතෝති ආහුති පග්ගහිතා අතකෝ භගවා සාවන්තියං සපදානම් පින්ඩාය චරමානෝ යේන අංගික භාරන් වාජස්ස බ්‍රාහ්මනස්ස නිවේසනං තේනුපසංකමී අද්දසාකෝ අංගික භාරන් වාජෝ බ්‍රාහ්මනෝ භගවන් තං දුරතෝව ආගච්ඡන්තං දිස්වාන භගවන්තං ඒතදවෝච තන්ත්‍රේව මුණ්ඩක තන්ත්‍රේව සමනක තන්ත්‍රේව වසලක තිට්ඨාහිති එවං උත්තේ භගවා අංගික භාරන් බ්‍රාහ්මනං ඒතද ඥානාසි පනත්වං බ්‍රාහ්මන වසලං වා වසල කරණේවා ධම්මේති නක්වාහං ගෝගෝතම ඥානාමි වසලං වා වසල කරණේවා ධම්මේ සාදු මේ බවං ගෝතමෝ තථා ධම්මං දේසේතු යතහං ඥානේයං වසලං වසල කරණේවා ධම්මේසු තේනහි බ්‍රාහ්මන සුනාහි සාදුකං මනසි කරෝහි වාසිස්සාමිති එවං ගෝතිකෝ අංගික භාරද්වාජෝ බ්‍රාහ්මනෝ භගවතෝ පඤ්ජස්සෝසි භගවායේ තදවෝච කෝදනෝ උපනාහිච පාපමග්ගීච යෝ විප්පන්න දිට්ඨි මායාවී තංජඤ්ඤා වසලෝ ඉති ඒකජං වා ද්විජං වාපි යෝදපානානින්සති තස්ස පානේ දයානත්ති තංජඤ්ඤා වසලෝ ඉති යෝහන්ති පරිරුන්දති ගාමානි නිගමානිච නිග්ගාහකෝ සමඤ්ඤාතෝ තංජඤ්ඤා වසලෝ ඉති ගාමේ වායති වාරඤ්ඤේ යම් පරේසං මමායිතං තේයා අදින්නං ආදියති තංජඤ්ඤා වසලෝ ඉති යෝහවේ ඉනමාදාය චුච්ඡමානෝ පලායති නහිතේ ඉනමත්තිති තංජඤ්ඤා වසලෝ ඉති යෝජේ කිංචික්ක කම්යතා පන්තස්මින් වජ තංජනං හන්වා කිංචික්ක මාදේති තංජඤ්ඤා වසලෝ ඉති යෝ අත්ථ හේතු පර හේතු ධන හේතු චයෝ නරෝ සක්කි පුට්ටෝ මුසා භූති තංජඤ්ඤා වසලෝ ඉති යෝ ඥාතිනම් සකාරං මාදාරේසු පතිතිස්සති සහසා සම්පියේන වා තංජඤ්ඤා වසලෝ ඉති යෝ මාතරං වා පිතරං වා ජින්නකං ගතයොම්බනං පහුසන්තෝන භරති තංජඤ්ඤා වසලෝ ඉති යෝ මාතරං වා පිතරං වා බාතරං භගිනින් සසුං සන්තිරෝ චේති වාචාය තංජඤ්ඤා වසලෝ ඉති යෝ අත්තං පුඤ්චිතෝ සන්තෝ අනත්ත මනුසාසති පටිච්චන්නේන මන්තේති තංජඤ්ඤා වසලෝ ඉති යෝ කත්වා පාපකං කම්මං මාමං ජඤ්ඤාති ඉච්ඡති යෝ පටිච්චන්න ධම්මන්තෝ තංජඤ්ඤාවසලෝ ඉති යෝ වේ පරකුලං ගන්්වා බුත්තාන සුචි භෝජනං ආගතන්න පටිපූජේති තංජඤ්ඤාවසලෝ ඉති යෝ බ්‍රහ්මණං වා සමනං වා අඤ්ඤං වාපි මනිම්බකං මුසාවාදේන වංචේති තංජඤ්ඤාවසලෝ ඉති යෝ බ්‍රහ්මණං වා සමනං වා බන්ත කාලේ උපණ්ඨිතේ රෝසේති වාචානච දේති තංජඤ්ඤාවසලෝ ඉති අසතං යෝද පබ්‍රෝති මෝයේන පලිගුණ්ඨිතෝ කිංචික්ඛං නිජිගිස්සානෝ තංජඤ්ඤාවසලෝ ඉති යෝ චත්තානං සමුක්ඛංසේ පරංච මවජානති නිහිනෝ සේන මානේන තංජඤ්ඤාවසලෝ ඉති රෝසකෝ කදරියෝ ච පාපිච්චෝ මච්චරී සටෝ අහිරිකෝ අනොත්තප්පි තංජඤ්ඤාවසලෝ ඉති යෝ බුද්ධං පරිභාසති අතවා තස්ස ශාවකං පරිප්පාජං ගාට්ටං වා තංජඤ්ඤාවසලෝ ඉති යෝ වේ අනරහා සන්තෝ අරහං පටිජානති චෝරෝ සබ්‍රක්මකේ ලෝකේ ඒසකෝ වසලාදමෝ ඒතේ කෝ වසලා උන්තා මයාවෝ යේ පකාසිතාන චජ්ජාවසලෝ හෝති නජ්ජා හෝති බ්‍රාහ්මනෝ කම්මනාවසලෝ හෝති කම්මනා හෝති බ්‍රාහ්මනෝ තදම්නාපි විජානාත යතා මේදං නිදස්සනං චණ්ඩාල පුන්තෝ සෝපාකෝ මාතංගෝ ඉති විස්සුතෝ සෝයසං පරමං පත්තෝ මාතංගෝ යං සුදුල්ලභං ආගඤ්ඤුන් තස්සු පණ්ඩානං කත්තියා බ්‍රාහ්මනා බහෝ සෝ දේවයාන මාරුය්‍ය විරජං සෝමාපතං කාමරාගං විරාජෙත්වා බ්‍රහ්ම ලෝකෝපගෝ නනං ජාති නිවාරේසී බ්‍රහ්ම ලෝකෝපපත්තියා අඤ්ඤායක කුලේ ජාතා බ්‍රාහ්මනා මත්ත බන්දුනෝ තේච පාපේසු කම්මේසු අබින්න මුපදින්සරේ දිට්ඨේව ධම්මේ ගාරේහා සම්පරායේච දුක්ගතින් නතේ ජාති නිවාරේති දුංගච්ඡාගරහායවාන චජ්ජාවසලෝ දීන ජච්ඡාෝති බ්‍රාහ්මනෝ කම්මනාවසලෝ හෝති කම්මනා හෝති බ්‍රාහ්මනෝ එවං උත්තේ අංගික භාරද්වාජෝ බ්‍රාහ්මනෝ භගවන්තං ඒතදෝච අභික්ඛන්තං භෝගෝතම අභික්ඛන්තං භෝගෝතම සේයතාපි භෝගෝතම නික්කුංජිතං වා උක්කුංජේය පටිච්චන්නං වා විවරේය මුල්හස්සං වා මග්ගං ආචිංගේය අන්ධකාරේ වා තේල පංජෝතං ධාරේය චක්කුමන්තෝ රූපානි දක්ඛින්තේති ඒව මේවං බෝතා ගෝතමේන අනේක පරියායේන ධම්මෝ පකාසිතෝ ඒසාහං භගවන්තං ගෝතමං සරණං ගච්ඡාමි ධම්මංච බික්ඛු
සංඝංච
උපාසකං මං බවං ගෝතමෝ ධාරේතු අඤ්ඤතං ගේපානුපේතං සරණං රතන්ති යන්දුන් නිමිත්තං අවමංගලංච යෝචාමනාපෝ සකුණස්ස සද්දෝ පාපංගෝ දුස්සුපිනං අකන්තං බුද්ධානුභාවේන විනාශමෙන්තු යන්දුන් නිමිත්තං අවමංගලංච යෝචාමනාපෝ සකුණස්ස සද්දෝ පාපංගෝ දුස්සුපිනං අකන්තං ධම්මානුභාවේන විනාශමෙන්තු යන්දුන් නිමිත්තං අවමංගලංච යෝචාමනාපෝ සකුණස්ස සද්දෝ පාපංගෝ දුස්සුපිනං අකන්තං සංඝානුභාවේන විනාශමෙන්තු දුක්ඛං පත්තාච නින්දුක්ඛා භයං පත්තාච නිභයං සෝකම් පත්තාච නිස්සෝකාන්තු සම්බේ විපානිනෝ සම්බේ බුද්ධා බලම් පත්තා පච්චේකානංච අම්බලං අරහන්තානංච තේජේන රක්කම් බන්ධාමි සබ්බසු සාදු sadhu sadhu. Now we are moving into our English Dhamma sermons. For the first English Dhamma reflection, I very respectfully invite Most Reverend Dr. Dato Sumana Sirinayaka Thera from Singapore, Malaysia, to explain the today's Dhamma topic. We are very grateful for Most Reverend Dr. Dato Sumana Sirinayaka Thera, and as a form of respectful invitation to listen to the Dhamma in English, please say sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
Sisters and brothers in the Dhamma, today is the ninth memorial service in order to transfer merit to the late Bondhu. I say Bondhu because he is a very close friend and like a relative to the Sangha, the late Mr. Parimal Kanti Chaudhuri. Mrs. Chaudhuri, Kisha, Alahakkone Chaudhuri, is a great devotee of our lectured Buddhist Vihara. And she has close connections with Buddhism, and also in her capacity as a former accountant, she uses her time and space to live a very meaningful life. And this is all because she also met this wonderful person, the late Mr. Chaudhuri. And it is important for us to remember that this value system goes on because of this connection. So when we talk about parents, we cannot take sides to say the mother is better than the father, or the father is better than the mother. Mata, Matucha, Pitucha, Mata, Pita, the Buddha always put one category as a unit, as a complex, which is cannot be divided. Simple knowledge tells us if there is no mother, there is no father. If there is no father, there is no mother. People quarrel for fatherland. Many people are emotional about motherland. But land is land, and that is universal. Whether it is called fatherland or motherland, it's a piece of earth which people divide. What is important is the qualities of parenthood, loving kindness, maitri, metta, compassion, karuna, mudita, appreciative joy or altruistic joy without being jealous about others, and upekka, equanimity. these great qualities are creative intelligence that parents have in them. So like in the Brihadaranyaka Upanishad, Matru Devo Bhava, Pitru Devo Bhava, treat your parents like divinities. Why? Not because they are considered divine beings, because they have these divine qualities. God is not important in Buddhism, godliness. The divine being is not accepted in Buddhism as a creator, but divinity is accepted. So we must draw the line without personification of a person to see those qualities in our parents. I want to I'm asking the Dhamma school children to read more about King Bimbisara and Ajatasattu. Many of you read and hear a lot of stories about the value of the mother. But King Bimbisara's story with regard to his naughty son, Ajatasattu, who became a good person later by association of good persons like the Buddha and others, did a great service for our Buddhist ministry or sasana. So therefore, I'm not going to deliberate on the story. Read the full story of King Bimbisara, how he took care of his son who turned into become his enemy and later who regretted and asked for forgiveness. It was too late. Because this is very important to understand. The compassion of a father is not lesser than a mother. The loving kindness of a father is not lesser than a mother. But he doesn't show. Because why? The father is the intellect aspect, even if they are not intellectuals. Because they learn from the universe. You young boys and girls learn only from university. But they learn from the whole universe. So their outlook is very wide. Never underestimate them. It's a sin, we should say, to underestimate them. Of course, there are parents who are not good as well. We live in the United Kingdom here. We know how single parents are moving and how being separated is the norm. How being divorced is just like a very simple thing. Marriage is like a contract. You join the contract and you come out of the contract and you rejoin the contract and something else happens. But this is not the fatherhood or motherhood the Buddha looks. Motherhood, as the Germans say, goes to the highest point in human life. Though the Germans don't believe in a motherland. They believe in fatherland like the Russians. So it is clearly evident that you cannot divide parents and look at it. No parents, no children. And if they are illegal children, they are not considered in this category as well. Because legality, morality, all must come in for a good society be coordinated and harmonious. Good parents create good children. Bad children create bad children again. So anyway, life is a progressive movement if you want to make it so. And to remember your parents and their value, your ancestors, filial piety, how to obey them, but not blind obedience. Rationally, you can argue certain things and make things work. Don't simply follow the trend of a society. Religious value put us up in a higher position to think more, to develop more, and to be blessed more in that blissful state of being part of the family. The family that eats together, stays together, said the Chinese. Very interesting statement. If parents eat at different times because of their job or whatever reason, and children eat at different times, and they don't see the parents because they are also running up and down. So there is chaotic situation in society. What is all this hard work and earning a lot of money and being capitalist? What is the meaning? If a family life is like a garden withered by a storm and all the plants are broken, it's useless. Let us make this garden of the family beautiful by seeing the coordination of parents and children together in good interaction and to develop themselves and their families as well. Children, remember, one of the duties the Buddha said is to keep the family name. It is not based on caste system or class system or clan system, but to be proud with your identity, who you are. Son of Mr. Silva, son of Mr. Seder, son of Mr. Brown, or some son of Tom Jones, not son of a gun, or daughter of so and so. To keep that, because then you are in line with the value system that is combined, given by the Buddhist tradition and the Buddhist teachings of the Lord Buddha, which is beautiful in the beginning, Adi Kalyanam, Madhye Kalyanam, beautiful in the middle, and Paryosana Kalyanam, very beautiful at the end. May this message coming from the Vasala Sutta of how the Buddha describes the outcasts, bad people who don't care their parents when they are old. And he says they are outcast people. Outcast means it's not referring to a caste, but it's very low people. There are people who live in the world, they are human beings, but they behave like animals. Manusya rupena mrugas charanti. That's the ancient Indian wisdom. In the face of a human, up front, they work like animals. So we have to be careful. It's not only the duty of the children, it's the right of the children to demand from the parents the duties that they have to do for them. And also, I hope you understand, in British law, you cannot discard or neglect parents when they are in bad condition. In law, it's an offense. It is called a duty to care in family law. They can contest and take you to the courts. So therefore, apart from all that, as human beings, sharing and caring, to understand the interaction between parents and children, we must create that value system which is good for the children and which is good for the parents as well. And in a larger sense, it is good for society and the world by and large. I wish all of you to learn more in these wonderful sayings of the Buddha. Be peaceful here and now, hereafter in the next, and finally to achieve the supreme bliss of Nibbana. Sadhu.
Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. We are very grateful for Reverend Dr. Dato Sumana Sirinayaka Thera for making that reflection about today's subject. Those who are not taking care of parents will call as outcast. May the merits accrued by this blissful meritorious deed be with him for the good health and happiness, success of all his aspirations. May he be well and happy for being very kind to share the Dhamma with our community. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Homage to the Blessed One, Supremely Enlightened Lord Buddha. Yo matarang va pitarang va jinnakang gata yobbanang pahusanto na bharati tanjanya vasalo iti. Today we discuss about the 9th verse, 9th gatha of the Vasala Sutta, also known as Aggika Bharadwaja Sutta, the discourse delivered to the ascetic Aggika Bharadwaja, and known as the discourse on outcast. Buddha was abused, complained, saying that he was an outcast, then Buddha was explaining who really the outcast is. He outlined lot of qualities, lot of values that if the people are not abide by those values, they are the actual low caste, actual outcast. A person by birth can't belong into any caste or any class, but by action, by immorality, the people can be classified. Here, Buddha explained in this verse, this also gives us an opportunity to discuss in detail some valuable aspects of the practical teachings of the Buddha. It's so wonderful so that we can understand these cultural base, but still very important for our practical development of our life. Buddha here says, if a human being, a person, being wealthy or well-to-do, but still do not regard the elderly parents or support the elderly parents, that is not a good quality. And that person is really an outcast. I encourage all of you to research one of the very important term called Filial Piety. Some people pronounce it as Filial Piety as well. It is a very important aspect of Buddhist ethics, especially in the early Buddhism. Filial piety is prescribed and practiced in 3 ways. That is to repay the gratitude towards one's parents. And it is also known as a good karma, good meritorious activity. And also as a way to contribute and sustain the social order. If a person do not practice this filial piety, which means respecting, taking care of, performing the duties to the parents, that would not sustain a social good order. In Buddhist scriptures, filial piety towards the parents based on the qualities of gratitude and reciprocity that believes in early Buddhism that lay people, even the monks and nuns, often displayed very strong devotion to their parents. And it is very important part of our life to pay our devotion, pay our respect to our parents. If that is not being done, there is a huge social problem and moral damage can happen to our life. So that is why Buddha was very keen to explain those situations. Some scholars try to argue when a monk leaves the house, abandon his parents, actually that is not a good thing, because there is no one to look after the parents when the people abandoned the household and went into a monkhood. But it explained it is in different ways helping towards them to enter into the enlightenment. For example, in our tradition, we say, Satara Varigiyak Nivan Dakinoa. When one enters into a monkhood, 4 generations can be lead into a path of liberation. So the monks, by doing so, helping the parents to leading into a realization. In Buddhist practice, to take care of parents, we call filial piety, also has a part of sharing merits with their departed relatives, with departed parents. What we normally look after them while we are alive, and then when they are no longer with us, it is our duty to transfer the merits into their good name. When we think of parents, especially mothers, have great compassion when delivering a baby. They took their life in risk out of great compassion. Therefore, as children, we are ever in debt to our parents. That is why we look after our parents quite often, and Buddha has mentioned particularly two terms. Those are called katanyu and katavedi. Katanyu means acknowledgement of the indebtedness towards our parents. Katavedi means to repay such debts by doing some activity, to doing some support into their name. Buddha mentioned and highly encouraged children to look after their elderly parents. I was asking young boy, when you were like 2-3 years old, who look after you? Is it a servant? Is it a carer? Then the child said that this by parents. Then I asked, when your parent turns into 80, 90 or very old age, how would you take care of them? Is it a servant or a carer? The young little child did not much understand that. Instantly says, oh, carer. We can see how sad the situations. They did something that even we can't in return deliver. So Buddha in Sigalovada Sutta asks particularly children to do 5 duties towards them. That those are having supported, we should support them in every way and perform their duties. Do everything we can to repay the gratitude and care and attention to our parents given when we were so little. And then when they are no longer with us, honor them by doing good work and transferring merits into their good name. You may have heard about the deity called Sakra Deviyan. He fulfilled 7 qualities to become into that the king of divine, king of deities. The first quality that he performed, as long as he or I live, may I maintain my parents. This rule is the first good moral activity he did. As a result, he became the king of deities called Sakra. So likewise, we can understand how it is very important to pay our respect to the parents and take care of them. One discourse Buddha said, if the children were to carry their parents' all activities throughout their lives, And then even though they make every support, they would not have repaid the large debts to their parents. However, if a child can support for the parents to develop faith, saddha, sila, the morality, dana, the generosity, and wisdom, the panya. If the children support their parents to gain this faith, we call saddha, sila, by providing facilities for the parents to cultivate, develop their morality, like supporting them to observe the precepts, enter into monkhood, so and so forth. And also if the children support them to practice good meritorious deeds, like you may have experience when some pinkama, meritorious deeds takes place at your house. Children give you things, parents give you things to offer to the monks or to the needy, or to support you to go and practice some charity. Similarly, when you are able, you should give them money, give them things so that they can go and do some generosity. Also, we should facilitate them to listen to more Dhamma, buy some Dhamma books, and help them to understand and develop their wisdom more. In Sabbrahma Sutta, Buddha said that it is worthy of respect and gift to offer to the parents because they have created ourselves and they have educated ourselves. Parents have provided our basic requirements for us to survive. Therefore, in the Sabbrahma Sutta, Buddha says they are sappurisa, superior people. Therefore, those who are supporting them called superior people, sappurisa. If they are not practicing that, they are called outcast, Vasala. And also, it can be a downfall, parabhava. So you can see those who support them called superior people, sappurisa. Sappurisa is the first step to become to the path of development in the enlightenment. Which means if you are not supporting or neglecting, abandoning your parents, you will never be a sappurisa, which you call superior person. Then in no other step will be activated in your path of progress. That person, those who are not such practices, called outcast. You know that many people said that it is Brahma that created, or the God created you. But Buddha very revolutionary said, it is our parents we created. Therefore, we can call them Brahma. We can call them Buddha. That is why our parents are Buddhas at our household. Therefore, they are worthy ones. They have this pahuneya quality, whereas the monks, if you go and offer something, if you go and give something, if you go and support, for example, help them to wash themselves, help them to shave themselves, help them to dress themselves. That is unimaginable, uncountable, meritorious activity said by the Buddha. There is another reference in Anguttara Nikaya called Mahayagna, which called great sacrifice. Buddha has seen some people are doing, some religious people are doing called fire worship. Buddha said, it is so meaningful to worship our parents, and they are first and foremost, that can gain more merits than worshipping like something like fire. So normally we call in Sri Lanka nopenena deviyan when they ayoba nivase deviyan tamai ape amma tatta. Why we bothered or take so concern to worship even someone we haven't seen? Yet we are abandoning, not taking consideration to worship the parents that we can see day and day out. In some references to the Buddhist text says, if a person has killed a mother or father, they are not allowed to become monks. Even if they are being found out, they have done that heinous karma action, they can expel. This was questioned in the Milinya Panya, the book of questions of Milinda, King Milinda, and it explained a person who committed matricide or patricide cannot attain into the insight or higher development vipassana. Therefore, that person is not worthy of being in a spiritual life. As an aspirant Buddha, like Bodhisattva or any human being, if they harm, kill, disturb any of their parents, considered as one of the most gravest deeds to do. And in the other sense, other meaning, if a child respect, support, do the things of the parents that reap higher merits and lead to praise by the wise and finally be born in heaven. This says in Matu Posaka Sutta, 3 things. If you look after, respect your parents, you get 3 blessings. 1 is you reap the highest merits. 2nd, you will be praised by the wise. 3rd, you will be born in heavenly realms. That says in Matu Posaka Sutta, Buddha said that those who are supporting the parents. And it is basically for the harmonious society of that. You know that our Buddha was born actually by given birth to the Blessed One, the Buddha. The mother passed away after 7 days. But Lord Buddha did not forget the mother. He went to the divine realm and preached the Dhamma as a form of duty of a Buddha to his mother. And not only his mother, he also went to see his father and preach and make him enlightened, and even did a very special funeral service for his father. Not only to his father and mother, you know that his foster mother, Maha Prajapati Gotami, he did the duties very much like to his own mother. Buddha allowed his foster mother to become a full-fledged Buddhist nun, and thereby starting the order of nuns. And that was done in gratitude to her. You may have heard the story called Sama Jataka. At the time of the Buddha, there was a rich person and he wanted to become a monk. Then he went and asked Buddha, could he become a monk? He said, no, you need to get the permission of the parents. When he asked the permission of the parents, parents said, there is no one to look after us and our all properties. Who is going to look after those things? They were not happy. But This young boy said that he really wanted to become a monk. After that, the parents support his aspiration. Let him go and become a monk. After many years later, he became a monk. He wanted to come and see how the parents are doing. He came and he realized the servant of the house are abusing the elderly parents, not taking care of them. He wanted to disrobe and go and look after the parents by feeling so sad about the situation. But Buddha said, no, you can still be a monk and support the parents. Then he went there and did his monkhood duties like going for alms round and taking care of parents and giving even things, but he received as a form of dana. But after a while, people were complaining that this monk is going for alms round, Pindapata, and that is being given to his parents. Even another group of, as a result, even people reduced giving things. The people gave very little so that it will be enough only for him. But he was not discouraged. He started to survive having that little with 3 of them. Eventually, there were another group of monks visited this place and found out this monk is doing this and complained to the Buddha. Buddha asked that monks to come and asked, is that true that you are doing this? This monk said, yes, I was looking after my parents. Then Buddha took his palms together and said 3 times, sadhu, 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 which means, what a wonderful meritorious deed. Buddha approved it by saying like that. So therefore, we can understand how it is important for us to look after our parents. If a son or a daughter does not do that, Buddha said in this discourse, he is an or she is an outcast. So then Buddha said this monk was a young boy called Sama. Sama used to look after his blind parents. You know, Sama was taking care of blind parents, did not go anywhere, did not do anything because his parents were blind. And he was so fond with the animals. One day, the king was in the kind of rounds in the jungle for hunting and shoot this young Sama by mistaking him as deers. He was unconscious with this shot of the arrow, and it says in some discourses it was the Sakka, the king of deities, came and make an healing for that boy because he was looking after the parents. And in another story says that was his parents make an asseveration called Satyakriya, because that parent said, my boy, our boy, was looking after us, sacrificing everything. Therefore, as a power of that truth, may my little son be well. As a miracle of that parents' blessings, that Sama, the young boy, instantly be cured. Once that cured, the king felt very bad of doing such a bad thing. King provided all the facilities, houses, wealth, food, and brought them into the kingdom and support them. So you can see, children, when we do our duties to our parents, when we do not abandon our parents, that will gain highest benefits. Especially Buddha said that as parents should do 5 things for the children. That is to keep them away from evil, encourage them to do good, provide them with a good education, make suitable marriage arrangements for them at the right time, give them their inheritance when they need it at proper time. But if there was some story in the Buddhist teaching, some parents gave their inheritance very young age, very early age, but after that these children kind of let the father out of the house, saying that is our property, you can't live anywhere. So this father was very helpless and went to the Buddha. Buddha taught him a gatha and asked him to recite that in the public. You may know that recently some songs are going viral. So it was like a song that he was singing how ungrateful his children were. So these children come to know this, made themselves very shamed, and instantly went to the father, apologized, and started looking after him. So likewise, you know that taking care of parents is a very special thing, that if that person does that, they call sappurisa, superior people. If the person does not do that, they are called Vasala, the outcast. So with that, I would like to conclude my Dhamma reflection about today's topic, which is very important moral value called Buddhist ethics, Filial Piety. So which is a very important, our duties towards our parents. If you research by that term, you would get a lot of literature about Buddhist references for these values, our relationship with the parents. I think if one does not practice that, they would not even gain the enlightenment. There is no way. So therefore, it's a very important thing to learn. And in this series of Dhamma sermons, this gives us the greatest opportunity for us to learn so important aspects of the Dhamma. May these Dhamma blessings, merits be with today's sponsor, Mrs. Kisha Alahakkone Chaudhuri, Dweep Chaudhuri, Raj Chaudhuri and family. May they be well and happy. Particularly, they wanted to dedicate these noble blessings, merits into their good father, good husband, Mr. Parimal Kanti Chaudhuri, on this 9th year remembrance merit transfer. May he attain supreme bliss of Nibbana, for giving the opportunity for the community to share the Dhamma, and they had this opportunity to gain the highest dana, which we call Dhamma dana. May the blessings be with you all. May you all be well and happy. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. With that, I would like to pass on to our Rasikaya to go ahead with the today's children's Dhamma sharing Dhamma school. Thank you very much.
සියලුම හාමුදුරුවෝ වහන්සේලාගෙන් අවසරයි. දරුවන් සර්වයි සියලු දෙනාටම. Good evening to all of you. Very important topic today on this Vasala Sutta, 9th Gatha we learned today. How to become a sappurisa by treating your parents the way they like to be treated when they are old. And Hamdur explained that the person who look after their parents when they are old, when you are capable of doing so, they are considered as sappurisa, good people, and they get great blessings by doing so. And if someone is not doing so, is labeled as an outcast. So as Dhamma school children, you have a very easy choice to become a sappurisa. And we have been learning 3 suttas: Mangala Sutta, Parabhava Sutta, now Vasala Sutta. all three suttas we discussed and we came across about the benefits and the blessings we could attain by looking after your parents. And you can realize how much consideration Buddha has given in his teachings to this particular topic. Nayaka Hamunduru said, you have to treat your parents as devas. Why? Because they have divine qualities such as metta, karuna, mudita, to provide you what you need, to look after you, educate you, and make you a good person, bring you up as a good person. And one day when you become an adult, you do the same thing. Transferring those values from one generation to the other. That's exactly what we are doing as Buddhists in this Dhamma school. I'm really, really grateful for all the Hamduru in the temple taking time and effort to educate all of us, particularly our children, for them to realize how important these meritorious activities are in order to make them become successful people. And my heart goes to all Hamduru in the temple. On behalf of all the children and the parents, I would wish all Hamduru good health and happiness. Terun Sarvai. Right. Let's move on to our next step, which is the homework that we have assigned to you. Week before last, we learned the 8th Gatha of Vasala Sutta. And without taking much time, I would pass on to the first person to start the presentations. Sachit, you may start your presentation now. Thank you.
Tirmansarnai. Today I'll be talking about the 8th Gatha of the Vasala Sutta. Yonatinam sakanam dadisu patidisati sasa sampinava tam janavasloviti. Whoever associates with wives or relatives or friends, whether by force or with consent from them, can be known as an outcast. It is very important to respect the marriage of others as well as any person's marriage. It is a characteristic of any civilized person, and it maintains the stability of the family as well as society. If someone engages in adultery and extramarital relationships, either with the consent of anyone or using any force, it can be considered a very immoral action. It can lead to the destruction and suffering of not only one person, but their family and other families as well. By committing a sexual crime, you are breaking the third and the 5 precepts Usava Daju Di Viramani Sikadang Samadhiya Nami and committing the third of the 10 unwholesome maxims. Tiruan Saranai.
Thank you, Sachitaya. Yonya tinan sakahanawa taresu patidissati sahasa sampiyenawa tanjanya vasala iti. Meaning of this stanza is, whosoever by force or with consent associates with the wives or of relatives or friends known him as an outcast. Teruvan Saranai.
Thank you, Chaniji Namgi. Yonatinam sakanam va daresu patidissati sahasa sampiyena va tamjanna vasalo iti. Meaning, whosoever by force or with consent associates with the wives or relatives or friends know him as an outcast. Teruvan Saranai.
Thank you, Sadhu. Yon nyatinam sakanam va daresu patidissati sahasa sampi va tamjanya vasaloti. The meaning of this gatha is respecting one's marriage and the marriage of the others is a characteristic of a civilized person that maintains the stability of a family and the society in general. However, if someone engages in adultery and extramarital relationships, either by force or with the consent of the other party, it is a grossly immoral action. It can lead to destruction and suffering of not only one's own family, but others' families as well. By committing sexual misconduct, one is also breaking the third of the 5 precepts of morality and committing the third of the 10 unwholesome actions. Thank you for listening, Teruvan Saranai.
In the Vasala Sutra, Lord Buddha described how to identify and the feature of an outcast. Today we are learning the 8th gatha of your Natinan Sakanan Va. It says, whosoever by force or with consent sexually associate with wife of relative or friends is an outcast. In here, mainly describing if anybody is targeted and making affairs with relative or friends, partners, need to be identified as an outcast. This may be happened by threatening or by willingly. Everybody needs to be refused kind of these behaviors and need to get rid of from mind. As a Buddhist, we all follow 5 precepts. The 3rd precept of Kame Sumicha Chachara Mansika Samadhyami, saying we are not making any unrelated affairs with or without their consent. So Lord Buddha taught us keep out of these features from our life. If anyone doing these kinds of things, we need to identify him as an outcast. Seven Samnai.
Yonyatinang sakanan dar vesupati tisati sasa sampiyanava then jagaho vasalo iti. Teruwan saranai.
Thank you, sir. Oba Savata Buddha Saranai. Yonatinam sakanam vadave supati dissati sahasa sampiyena vatanjanya vasalo iti. The meaning of this gatha is, whoso is seen with other wives or of relatives and friends, those consenting mutually or force, as an outcast, such as one is known. Saran Saranai.
Thank you, Kevin. Today we are going to do the 9th Gatha of Vasala Sutra. Yonyatinam sakanam va taresu patitisati sasa sampiye neva tamjanya vasalo iti. The English meaning of the Gatha is whosoever by force or with consent associates with the wives of relatives or friends, know him as an outcast. The Sinhala meaning of the Gatha is Nyati mitu range ambun weta sehasi lesaho kemetten yana kulasirit pinda warade hasirelna kenadata yutu wasala vilasina. Teruwan saranai.
Thank you, Metul and Melinangi. Yonyatinam sakanam daresu patidissati sahasa sampiyena va tamjanya vasalo iti. Whoever associates with the wives of relatives and friends, either by force or with consent, know them as an outcast. Up to now, we have learned 8 gathas from the Vasala Sutra, and I have noted something really interesting about the facts mentioned in this special Sutra Deshana, which I would like to share with all of you. That is the fact that the Vasala Sutra closely goes with our 5 precepts. For example, this 8th gatha is directly related to the 3rd precept, which is Kame sumichachara veramani sikha padang samadhyami. These both mean to refrain from committing sexual misconduct. Therefore, I think that the 5 precepts help us to spend a noble life, and the Vasala Sutra does exactly the same. Thank you for listening. Teruwan saranai.
Thank you, Hasindumali.
Yonatinam sakanam va daresu patidissati sahasa sampiyena va tamjanya vasalo iti.
This gatha basically means, whosoever by force or with consent of the other family associates with the wives of relatives or friends, know him as an outcast.
Respecting one's own marriage can help the stability of the family and won't result in conflicts or fights. That would damage the family's bond. However, if someone engages in adultery and relationships, either by force or with the consent of the other party, it is a grossly immoral action.
That's right, Nangi. It can lead to destruction and suffering of not only one's own family, but also other families as well. By committing sexual misconduct, one is also breaking the third of the 5 precepts. Kame sumichachara veramani sikkhapadam samadhiyami. And they are also committing the third of the 10 unwholesome actions.
When your spouse discovers that your partner is cheating, then they would probably divorce you or not socialize as much with you. They would become a sort of enemy to you and would probably reflect on their decision to marry you.
Cheating can create all sorts of problems. It's like a house. Lying and cheating is the foundation, and every single other bit of the house, the walls, the floor, the roof, the furniture, and the roof. Wait, did I? No. Walls, floor, furniture, and roof are all of the other 4 of the 5 precepts.
Thank you for listening. Teruvan saranai.
Thank you, Vidumalya Vidunyanangi. Avasaraya Hamudarwane. Yonyatinang sakanang va daresu patidissati sahasa sampiyena va tamjanya vasalo iti. Yamek tamange jati mitrenge ho tamange nෑදෑයින්ගේ අඹුවන් කෙරෙහි බලහත්කාරයෙන් හෝ දෙදෙනාගේ සහයෝගයෙන් අනාචාරයෙහි හැසිරෙහිද ඔහු වසලයකම වෙයි. තෙරුවන් සරණයි.
Sakkirivu Ayya Yonatanam Sakanam Vadaresu Patidissati Sahesu Samyana Vatam Jana Vasalo Iti. The meaning of this gatha is, who either of relatives of friends among wives is either by force or by agreement of each other, know him as an outcast. And it is also and to add to this, it states in the 5 precepts, within the 3rd, don't misconduct, and also in the Sigalola Sutra and Parabhava Sutra. Saranang Saranai.
Thank you, everyone. Has everyone spoken? Anyone else who would like to speak? Rayon, I can't see your camera.
He spoke.
Right. Okay, good. Thank you again. Any questions you have got to ask? Sachit, any questions?
No.
You ask us one.
Right. You're all clear about how to look after your parents?
Yes.
Yeah?
Very clear.
No questions at all?
No questions.
Can someone tell me what are the 3 great benefits you get by treating your parents or looking after your parents when they are old? Hasindu went first.
If you help your parents when
when they're older and throughout your life, then you'll get a good and you'll get the highest merits. The highest merits, you'll be praised by the wisest of people, and after this life, you'll be born in heavenly realms.
Thank you, Hasindu. Vidun?
In addition to what Hasindu said, you would also feel good about yourself. So if you've done a good thing to your parents, you know that is the best thing you could ever do in your life. Apart from being enlightened, of course. So, and then you would feel good about yourself because you've done the best thing you could ever do.
Good, yeah. Yeah. It's creating or opening the path to become enlightenment, isn't it? Yeah.
Like the foundation.
Yes.
Yes.
Set.
You feel happy for your parents because if we weren't there to help them, they'll be having to get up, do all the work. So at the end of the day, you've done something really, really good and something that will give you lots of blessings.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, thank you, Seth. Anyone else? Sachit? What are the benefits you get by looking after your parents, Sachit?
So there are many benefits you get for looking after your parents. By treating them like devas, you actually get lots of merits, and you can you could do maybe unwholesome actions. And it also give you a higher. It'll give you a higher level of spirituality as well. Which will help you which will help you in your path to becoming enlightened.
Thank you, Sachit. Anything to add, Sadev? Sadev. Put your hand up, Sadev. No? Methul and Mehali, anything to add? Okay. So we learned today about two types of people. One who looks after their parents when they're old, and one who doesn't. Can someone remember what are these two types of people called? Sanket.
Outcast.
Who is an outcast?
A person who doesn't look after their parents.
Yeah. Who is the other person?
I don't know, I forgot.
Okay, thank you. Okay, Vidun.
Sakiputta something. Saki. Thank you. Why?
Vidun, yeah.
So, yeah, I thought it was Saki Buddha.
Sakiputta.
Anyone else who could remember? I'll give you a hint, starting with Sat.
Oh.
Huh?
Oh, it's not Saki.
What is it?
Is it Sati Puka or something?
Sati Purusha.
Sati Purusha.
Sat Purusha. Okay.
Oh.
Sat Purusha.
What is it?
Okay. Right.
Whatever.
Good. So, have you got any questions after we discussed these 3 great blessings that you get? Get great benefits, I would say. Virul, anything to add?
Oh yeah, I've got a bit.
Not really. The only thing Vidin and Hasan said, what most of them, it can also give you one more further step to become enlightened. That's all I can think about.
What is it?
One more further step to become enlightenment. That's all I can think about. All the
Right.
others, like Vidin and Hasan said, and the others.
All right. Okay. Thank you. Vidin?
So the Sakya, he became the Sakya. Wait, is it Sakya or Sakya?
Sakya.
Sakya. For him to become the Sakya, he did 7 fulfillments. What were they?
To become the chief.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Hasinda knows about it.
Yay.
No?
No, he doesn't.
I know one, just one, which is the one we learned today. The first quality was to help his parents.
That does make sense.
Good.
Do you know him? No.
Right. Thank you very much for your participation today. And I would kindly pass it back to Hamdurul. Tharun Sarnai. Hamdurul.
Thank you very much, Rasikaye, Teruan Saranai. I'm very happy about how the children were answering most of the key questions. And the first question was asked by our Rasikaya, what are the 3 benefits mentioned in the original teaching when somebody support or look after the elderly parents? So Hasindu answered straightforwardly that. And some others like Sanket and Vidun and Vidunya and everyone supported in the names. Those who support the mother and father called sappurisa. The one who do not do that, they are called outcast. So what is sappurisa? What is the English term for the sappurisa? Yes, Hasindu?
Superior person.
Superior person. Superior person. So very good. So I'm very happy that you are listening. You have been listening very carefully and taking notes sometime as well. So I want you to take these notes. Somebody asked at last, what are the 7 things Sakka did to be the Sakka? Sakra means the king of the deities. He was a young gentleman called Magga. He practiced 7 things. As a result, he became the king of divine being, Sakra Devyu. You know something? He goes every day in a chariot called vehicle. When he was going, driver was so shocked to see he stand quite often and pay homage, worship. The driver called Matali, his name is Matali, asked, you are the head of everyone. There is no one higher than you. But you are worshipping to whom? Standing up and worshipping to whom? And he said, in the human world, there are some people who practice 5 precepts and respect their parents, to whom I am worshipping. Hitiyot hondata hadi, deviyot namata wandi. So if you are worshipping the devas, actually devas worship you if you practice 5 precepts. And because why they worship? You have wealth of merits. They would like them. They don't like your bread, apples, bananas, pineapples. They like animals like elephants. They're not elephants or rats who like your rice. The devas, they enjoy merits. How one can get merits? When somebody look after the parents, practice 5 precepts, you gain the merits. So the devas are really behind the merits. You know. Sanket, you want to ask something?
Is it irritapito or aritapita?
Sorry?
Is it irritapito or aritapita that you encouraged us to read?
Encourage you to read what?
Irritapita?
What is it, Hasindu?
The thing that the part of Buddhism which is like a part of this, I can't remember its name, but something piety.
Filial piety. Filial
Yeah.
piety. That's a very good word. You need to research about it. Filial piety in Buddhist values. Filial piety. So the spelling for that filial piety, F-I-L-I-A-L. F-I-L-I-A-L. Filial piety, P-I-E-T-Y. P-I-E-T-Y. Filial piety in Buddhist. Filial piety in Buddhism. So you can get the Wikipedia article. Very good. Go to the little bit down of that article. Lot of Buddhist references. Filial piety in Buddhism. Yes, Seth.
Filial piety.
Filial piety, I've looked it up. It says filial piety is prescribed and practiced in 3 ways: to repay the gratitude towards one's parents as a good karma or merit, and as a way to contribute to and sustain the social order.
Yeah, the society will instantly destroy or kind of threaten if the parents are not being respected properly by the children. So filial piety is a basic ethic, comes from actually Confucius teachings, but Buddhist references were put that into, that is why it's called filial piety in Buddhism. Got it? Yeah, I want you to read it and research about it. Then the Vidun asked the question, what are the 7 things did Sakra do to become the Sakra? The first one, for life, he was taking care of his parents. Second one, for life, he was respecting elders, teachers, and those who are worthy to respect. වැඩිහිටියන්ට ගුරුවරුන්ට පිදිය යුත්තම් පිදීම. For life, he was doing that. Respecting elders. You know how many of you respect the elders? When the elders comes, we used to stand up. We don't sit down. When they talk to in front of us, we stand and talk to them. So that's called respect. Like Hamuduros, when the Hamuduro is there, we don't sit higher, we sit lower. That's called Pidiya Yuttam Pidima. When the Hamuduro comes, we go and bow down. And when we offer something for the monks, we offer in both hands. That's called Pidiya Yuttam Pidima. Can you give me an example how you respect the teachers? So he did it for his whole life. Said yes. How do you treat your teachers?
You respect them by listening to them.
Excellent.
You don't interrupt them when they talk.
Excellent. Yes, Meheli, how do you respect?
I was going to say respect, but
Okay, thank you. Very on.
We have to be good to teachers because they do good to us, welcoming us. So we have to do the good with the teachers, like telling them and don't be scared. Just ask them and have a guess and listening.
Thank you, Rayon. Hi, Sweden.
In Sri Lankan culture, normally when a child respects a teacher, they have to kneel down and say sadhu to him.
Yeah.
That's a sign of respect.
Yes.
To any elder, not just a teacher, any elder in general.
Yeah. Anyone else want to contribute into that, saying how to respect the teacher? Yes, Metul.
so you can't be rude to the teacher too, like shout at them or argue with them.
Yeah. Yeah. Even though you find something not suitable, not right, you don't argue with them. You just point it out very respectfully, because you need to show your great respect. Never show your ego that you are no better than them, right? And the final thing, you may grow up, become a very, very matured person. Still, you need to remember your teachers. And when you are around, keep them in touch, go and see them, do some support. Maybe they are very elderly, because teachers doesn't get much support, much wealth. You wouldn't believe teachers spend a lot of time, but they get very, very small amount of money back. So they would not be rich people. When you become a good person, you need to go and look after them, support them, find out how they are. Even though you are not in the school, you are not learning, after like 10, 15, 20, 30 years later, you think of them and do something for them. That is another form of, that is why the Sakra said the second thing, for life. It's not just not only while you are studying. For life, he was respecting the teachers, supporting the teachers. That's the second one. What is the third one? For life, he was speaking soft, gentle words. Mrudu molok vachana katha kala. He was always for life. In any situation, he always talked soft, gentle words. So the fourth one is, for life, he did not say a single tale bearing or single divisive speech called kelam kiyana, a word that break the unity of each other. He was not directly, indirectly, for life, the whole life, he was not using any single word to break the unity of the others is called tail bearing or divisive speech. We call kelam kiyano. Anyone knows what is kelam kiyano? What is kelam kiyano, Virul?
It's like basically telling, let's say someone told me a secret and then they told me not to tell anyone, but I tell and go like, I'll go and tell like every of my friends, something like that.
That's slightly different. That's kind of breaking the faith. Faith means confidentiality. If somebody says, don't say this, that's confidential. So that's different to tail bearing or divisive words. Divisive words means you go and tell someone that this person said something wrong about you, and you go to that person and say that person said something wrong about you. So you make two people fight each other or get disheartened with each other. That's called kelam kiyano. So Rayon, what do you want to say?
I was going to ask the same thing what you said.
Yeah, thank you. Now you understand, Rayon, now? Good. What about you, Hasindu? What are you going to say?
So it means to say one thing to one person and then about that somebody said something about them, and then say to that person that the other person said something about them, and then break the unity.
Yeah.
Okay.
Have you experienced that in your environment? So some people go and tell something like, somebody may in the family go and tell your mommy and daddy to upset someone in the other family. Have you experienced something like that? It's called kelam kiyama. Kelam kiyama means tail bearing, divisive. Say something to divide, take more advantage of someone's. Have anyone experienced it? Any experience with have you any experience of? Have you seen anyone say something like that? Chanudi didn't talk today.
Yeah, that did happen to me once.
What is it, Vidun?
I think it was something like this person he liked a girl, then he told me not to say that he liked this person, and then someone overheard, and then now the whole class knows.
Yeah, that's a good example. Metu.
So someone in my class told me a secret that he has someone who loves him, and then someone else heard what he said, and then that person who overheard him told the other person, and then it carried on, and then about my class and my sister's class know about it. And it's so sad.
Sachin, what do you think about it, Sachin?
So what was it again?
About kelam kiyano. Kelam kiyano means tail bearing, divisive speech. Try to misunderstand each other, as a result make a trouble. So the person who does that become a good person. Two people somewhere else started getting cross with each other. So that person who tells the tale bearing smiles and happy, and he is having a fun by seen those two people are in trouble?
I think that sounds bad. Like like I think the talebearer it is very bad to smile at two people thinking negative thoughts. Anger, being angry, it's very bad to be like happy, like smiling. It's a bit like smirking, like doing a bad thing. So we have to so if anyone is angry or has a negative thought, like the right thing to do is like to talk to them and to like get you out of the negative thoughts and like not smile because because that's what the talebearer should do. So that's what I think.
That's good, very good. So how many bad things can happen by speech? Vidun? Sadev. How many bad things can happen from speech? Chanudi didn't talk today. Sadev, how many bad things can happen today by speech?
5.
No.
4.
Yes, 4. So what are the 4? Can anyone say the 4? Who knows the 4? Yes, Metul?
I think the first one is to come up what you are going to say.
No. Yes, Hasindu? What are the 4 bad things?
I could think of one thing that could happen if you lie. It divides people in social groups, so yeah.
Okay, you don't know clearly. It's a very common thing. 4 bad things can happen from speech. Body, 3 things. Mind, 3 things. Speech, 4 things. So that's called 10 unwholesome deeds. Body, 3 things. Mind, 3 things. By speech, 4 things. What are the 4 things, Sanket? We can't hear you, Sanket. What are the 4 things? Okay. Who is going to say the 4 things that can happen? Yes, Vidun?
So one of the 4 things is lying.
Yes, excellent. Yes, the first one is lying.
Another one is hurting someone's feelings by saying bad speech.
Yes.
Another one is divisive speech.
Yes, divisive speech. Lying, harsh speech, divisive speech. What is the last one? Others taking the notes, what are the 4 things? First one is lying. Second one is divisive speech or tale bearing that we were talking about. Third one is parusa vacha, abusive speech. Fourth one, pisuna vacha. That means idle speech, gossiping, just talking about nonsense. That's called 4 unwholesome actions takes place from speech. So we talk about now, Sachanudi, we talk about what did Sakra did, what did Sakra do, 7 good things to become the Sakra. How many I already been said now? 4. Can anyone name the 4? Yes, Hasindu.
The first one was to respect and support parents. The second one was
No.
to respect.
No, that's incomplete. For life, respect and support the parents. You got to add that word.
For his entire life,
Yeah.
he helped and supported his parents.
Yes.
The second factor was that throughout his entire life, he respected his elders, teachers, and those who are worthy of respect.
Yes.
Third factor was that for his entire life, he only spoke soft and kind words. And the last one we've talked about is for his entire life, he did not say anything to break the unity between people.
Right. The fifth one, for the entire life, he never been stingy or greedy and always ready to give, dana, sharing. He waits for situations. It says he was ready in his hand. He always extending his hand to do something, giving, dana, generosity. For entire life, he was always waiting for a situation to give a dana. Maybe he is having a meal. Maybe he is feeding a bird, giving some away, sharing something with someone. Always had the for life to give, dana, generosity. Sixth one, for life, throughout the entire life, he always tell the truth. Satya katha kara. Jivita kale purama satya ki. He always tell the truth for his entire life. Never say a lie. As a result, he became the Sakra. The last one, you might be really interested about this. The last one. What do you think? For entire life, he never get angry. Called hatred. He did not let his mind to spoil with anger. He instantly identify when the anger comes. It says instantly he removed it, did not let it to manifest, come into action, anger. Divi tibena tura krodha sit nati kenek. He never speak, behave, did things angry. How many of you get angry? Oh dear, everyone here. This is a very angry people's class. Oh, Rayon, thank you. Rayon, yes, it's very difficult, but you need to stop it when it comes to the situation, because anger is a very dangerous thing. And you would be very ugly instantly if you get angry. Only Rayon in this class understand the bad of that. All others, I think you all need to improve yourself. Particularly children can be like this. Children can develop this anger, which is very bad from the young age, because you lose every benefit, every blessing if you get angry. We were talking about teachers, parents. You said that it is, first thing is to listen. When they say something, would you really do that, or would you get angry? Be honest. When your parents say something, would you be Ah, listening really nice. Oh, wonderful. Oh, wait, annoyed, angry. So hereafter, remember the Sakra, the superior god, became the superior god because for his life, he has never got angry. What is the opposite of angry? What is the opposite of anger? Yes, Chanudi, you are the only one who did not say anything.
Happy?
Nearly there. Sorry. Yes, Methu or Mehli, what is it?
Like, like the opposite, maybe? Like
Yes, Sadev, what is it?
peace,
Peace. Sarah, what is it?
patience.
Sorry, patient. Yes.
Yes.
So the opposite of patient is impatient. What is the opposite of anger? If that angry person, if a person is getting angry, what is the meditation that person should do? Sanket?
Serene.
Sorry?
Serene.
I didn't understand what you said.
Basically calm.
Calm? No, not calm. Hasindu? What is the meditation angry person should do?
Breathing meditation.
Huh?
I was going to say what Sankat said.
Seth, what is it? Sachit, what is it?
Kindness
Loving
meditation.
kindness meditation.
Loving kindness meditation. Metta, Maitriya වඩන්න ඕනේ. Maitriya. මේ ද්වේෂය නැති කරන්න නම් මෛත්‍රිය වැඩි කරන්න ඕන. මෛත්‍රී වඩන්න ඕන. මෙත්තා, මෛත්‍රී භාවනාව, loving kindness meditation. So let us do few minutes meditation. Because you all put your hands up saying that you all getting angry. So we need to do a lot of metta, loving kindness meditation.
Just for 1 minute, children, you heard that the last quality that Sakya need to become the chief of the heaven is not to get angry.
Yes.
Entire life.
Yes.
And Hamdru explained how did he not get angry? How did he not get angry?
He kept his peace of mind.
Yes, Sanket.
I think.
Loving kindness meditation.
Not just meditation.
There was a direct answer from Hamdru. What did he do
Yeah.
not to get angry? What did he do with them?
To not become angry, that's like the most important quality you need to fulfill. So there's two reasons, I think. So all of the other 6 qualities combined with all that goodness to overcome the anger.
What did he do when he gets angry?
He meditates. Well, for peace of mind. He clears his mind
Hasindu.
of all the.
Hasindu.
What is it? He addresses the fact that he's getting angry, and he gets rid of the anger before it spreads through, and he gets really angry and starts showing his anger.
Yeah,
that's what I was
he
about to say.
basically identified that he's becoming angry. Yes?
Yes, that's what I was about to say.
As children, you all agreed that most of you are becoming angry. So when you become angry, what are you going to do next?
Identify them.
Recognize, identify that I am angry. Yes?
I'm angry. No, I'm not angry now.
The time you recognize that I am angry, then you know that something is wrong with me. And how do you develop that quality, identifying your feelings. What do you have to do in order to identify what is going on in your mind? Meheli.
That you could if something like bad happened, that something you would get angry, you would feel the frustration coming up, and you had to try and
Identify.
get it down so you could identify if you're getting angry, if it goes up in your body. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that is again
That's what we
identifying.
just
I'm
said.
asking the question,
How
what
do you
helps
identify?
you identify that you are angry? What helps you? There's one quality. And we practice that. If you practice that, then you develop this quality. What is that quality? Vidun?
Loving kindness. Metta. We do practice it. Don't we?
Yes. Yeah. What is the quality we gain by meditating?
Oh, wait. Yes. No. Wait.
What is that quality called?
Is it this?
Starting with mind. Starting with mind. What is it?
Mind.
Vidun?
Mindfulness.
Mindfulness.
I was going to say
Yes?
mindful.
Mindfulness. If you are always mindful about what is going on in your mind,
Then you will consciously know that you're becoming angry.
yes. And when the anger, you know that angry, the feeling that comes to you is bad,
Yes.
then you take steps in order to avoid those feelings. Mindfulness. So to achieve mindfulness, we do this bhavana, meditation. And that is why we have been telling you how important meditation is. Yes? And that is why Hamadura is spending so much time for you to understand the benefits of this activity. Mindfulness gives you, opens up a very beautiful world that you can change your life for the better. Thank you, Hamdare, for the time.
Thank you very much. No, that's beautiful. So Rasikaya tried to explain anger management, which is very good thing, anger management. So what are the things you do to manage your anger? Because if you grow and live, especially at the very young age with this behavior, it's a pattern of your behavior. Angry, what color is it? Anger is what color? What
Red.
color? It's red. And how do you identify? That is the most important thing. So this sakka, identify it instantly when it comes. How do you do that? You know that have you seen a worm? Worms, ugly worms in the muddy field. What happens if one of the worms put onto your face? You would be disgusting, isn't it? Just visualize that when the anger comes, what happened? Something very dirty, maybe spoiled food in the bin, put onto your face. You would identify, that's very dirty. Oh, that's awful. That is what you say. That's awful. Similarly, when it comes to your mind, you need to understand very much like something. That's what Buddha said. Very dirty snake is put on your neck. The wise person take it instantly out because it's disgusting. In the same way, when those things come to the mind, Buddha said, you need to be instantly remove it. How do you remove it? It's called anger management. Many techniques you use. I'll tell you one. You take a deep breath and hold, and then slowly breathe out. With the breath out, you let that go, and you don't take it back. That's one technique you can do. Buddha said even some people keep their teeth bite and pause, not to say anything, not to think anything, not to do anything, when that mind is obsessed in the anger. Because if you do something, then you let that anger to active. So you stop, calm, take a deep fresh breath and clean your system by breathing out. And that's one thing. So you can think of some other what you can do in anger management. Anyone want to say in very brief what would be you will do to manage your anger if that comes up? Anything? Yes, Meheli and Metul, you get quick chance to say.
I would just say if you're like making them angry, but if they don't stop, I would just go somewhere else and meditate for a bit.
Yeah, meditate one. And some people go for a walk. Some people go to the garden and water the plants. So likewise, what else you can do when you get angry?
So what I do is I tell the person if I'm making them upset or not. If they say yes, then I'll just go outside and just do something that I really like.
Yeah.
And then it calms me down.
Thank you, Maithil. What about Virul?
I was gonna say as the same thing as mental. If I get mad, I'll just do something I like a hobby like I do, like football, or do something else. Do something you like.
When you do that, Virul, would you be doing like in the angry way, like you are not being part of it, but you do it making noise?
No, let's say I get mad for the first bit. Let's take football for example. The first 3 shots, I take it really hard and like take all my anger out with those shots, and then I just get calm.
Yeah, but you need to control that even that first 3 minutes, you know. You know, some people, they drag the chairs, slam the doors, and put the mugs, ban. Even though they go out and do something else, but they still express that anger.
Yeah.
Yes, Vidun?
I wouldn't say I would personally do this, but I would advise quite a lot of people to do it. I would sleep, because sleeping is one of the best things you could do to calm yourself down, because when you're sleeping,
It's very calm.
You're not consciously doing anything. So the only thing you do in sleep is like just breathe, and that's it. So only consciously thinking about the breathing while sleeping, then you'll be calm.
Yes, yes. And also you can do like cleaning the house and take a wet wipe or something. And it's like when you clean the house or table or maybe equipment, you clean your mind as well. So that's called anger management. Viru?
I kind of disagree with Vidun. I disagree and agree with him. Some people might agree to sleep and like get when they're mad, but most of the people can't do that. They'll keep thinking about it over and over and like keep getting even more mad because you're not doing anything. You're trying to sleep, but you can't go to sleep. Let's say you're having a bad dream. It's like having a bad dream when you're getting mad and you're trying to go to sleep, but you can't really do it. Some people might can do it, but I don't think many people can go to sleep while they're mad. So I kind of disagree with him.
I am very glad that Virul said that, because Buddha said, if you go to the sleep with anger, you would have very bad results. You know, if you read the 11 benefits of Metta Anisansa, the benefits of loving kindness meditation, 3 comes with the sleeping. Sleeping is a very therapeutic thing. There are a lot of people suffer called insomnia. It's my mental health problem, because they used to get angry and go to sleep with anger, which is a very bad thing. But as Virul said, there is a good part. If you are kind of eliminating that anger while sleeping with loving kindness, then it says in 11 benefits, 3 goes into the sleeping. You will sleep well, you will not have disturbs in sleeping, you will wake up good. Yes, Seth.
When I get angry, sometimes I just go to my room. I don't slam any doors. I be calm, like, and then what I do to release my anger, I usually just take my Rubik's cube out and then I just scramble it up, and then like Vera with football, and then with me with Rubik's cubes, my first solves are just under 40 seconds, and then when I calm down and like notice that I am angry, then I get under 20 seconds, and that makes me happy.
That's very good, Seth. Wonderful. Thank you for sharing that. That's a brilliant idea. You know, in the schools, some people are getting angry. They have a kind of a isolated area. I don't know what it's called. Some places they, yes, Seth, what is it called?
I think it's called a reflection area.
Reflection area. Yes. Yes, Rayon, what is it called? Rayon, what do you want to say?
I think it's a naughty corner or a punish corner.
Yes, naughty corners. Yes. Yes. Yes, Vidun. Do you agree to Virul? Anything you want to kind of defend yourself to Virul?
I'm not trying to like be any accusative or anything. I'm just saying that I'm not being accusative. I'm just saying like I do agree with Virul on that point. But
defending yourself in good faith. You are not accusing. When somebody put an argument is like putting their opinion in the court. 2 lawyers defend each other. So it's kind of, that is how it works. So you need to present yourself to justify your opinion.
Okay, so if sleeping is the most calm thing you can do to make yourself calm, and then so if you're angry, calmness will take over that anger, and then eventually start sleeping.
Because of sick by going to Sophia.
What? Okay, and they will eventually sleep after that because they're very calm, and then yeah, that's my sort of argument statement thing.
Yeah, I just wanted to say something.
Okay.
Now we had different solutions from different people. Now there is no one size fits all solution there.
Yes.
Isn't it?
That's
yes.
right.
So it's so personal. to you
Yeah.
what
I
you
see
should do when you know, when you identify that you're angry.
Yes.
Sleep will work for wisdom.
Yes.
Something else will work for someone else.
Yeah.
You choose the one that is most suitable to you and then stick to that.
Yes.
Thank you, Ram.
Yes. That's called mix and match according to you. So that's why we are talking about many managing tools to mix and match. Meheli, you want to say finally something? Is we know we are getting now nearly time up.
I was just listening to my brother. I thought you were like talking like the school areas. So like we normally had like separate places. So there's normally these lines that we couldn't cross when we're playing, and we just called them bubbles.
Yeah, and so some of my friends, when they get angry, they just like ask the teacher kindly to go to the toilet, and then they just stomp off and stay in the toilet for like 20 minutes or so.
Let's hear from Vidunya. We didn't hear from Vidunya.
I was going to say that when I sometimes get angry, I like to go outside and stroke a rabbit, Fluffy.
Yeah.
Very good. Very good.
Obsessed with him.
So hopefully that you will all be free from anger soon, because you now know a lot of good things you can do. And it has been a very good session today. Did all you enjoy it? Today lesson? You learned a lot today, isn't it? So that's very good. That's why we are here, to learn the teachings of the valuable teachings of the Buddha. So let us practice few minutes meditation. Selecting a comfortable posture. Making yourself kind to yourself. Letting every part of the body relax. Those who are not kind to themselves, they can't be kind to others. Getting angry is like holding fire. The one who holds the fire is the person who burns first before throwing to others. Anger is like that. Before it make any harm to others, you are the first to get hurt, which you do not want. Similarly, you need to kind to yourself. If you love yourself, you would never let the anger to come into you, because it is poison. Then you always replace it with loving kindness, saying silently in the mind, may I be well. May I be happy. May I be peaceful. May I be free from anger. May I be free from hatred. May I be free from envy. May I be free from suffering. May I maintain my well-being. May I attain spiritual bliss. As I am, may my parents, my teachers, my family be free from anger. Of course, they might get angry. By that time, you can't just say, don't get angry. Because of our direct or indirect behavior can cause them angry. So we need to take extra effort, not letting us to put them in situations that they can go into this unwholesome action, which is a sin. If we cause it to happen. So therefore, if our elders, if our parents, if someone else getting angry because of me, rather just saying they should not be angry, I look myself and avoid every circumstances that I may have caused for that person to get angry. That way, we make that person also not to be angry. Otherwise, we may mess the house and say to our parents, don't get angry. It doesn't make any sense. Perhaps they might have too much work because you don't do any chores. And they might get a little bit frustrated. By that time, if you go and do some work to help them, is a form of anger management. Because you practice loving kindness in practical, in real life, rather saying those things, may I be well, may I be free from anger, does not mean much. In your real life, you got to support other people also, not to get angry or ease their problems, difficulties, so that you create loving kindness environment. Is a whole very meritorious deed, big blessing. So may I not be angry, and may I not by speech, by thought, by action, let others get angry. even though I do not make any situation for others to get angry, if they are angry, I do my best to support them to free from that anger in very calm and kind manner. Take a gentle breath slowly in and slowly breathe out. Learn to slow down. That would be a good way to control your negative emotions. Breathe slowly in. Breathe slowly out. Learn how slow you can breathe in. Learn how slow you can breathe out. That gives you confidence, that gives you control, rather just being automatic, which is how the anger can happen. So you take a gentle breath kindly in, hold few seconds, gently breathe out. May all beings be well. May all beings be happy. May all beings be peaceful. Notice that breath and practice 1 minute in silence. Bringing our palms jointly together, close to our heart, be grateful for having this opportunity. And let us share our gratitude by saying 3 times, Sadhu. 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 Thank you very much and have a good week.
Teruan
Teruan Saranai Handru. Teruan Saranai Teruan Saranai Handru.
Teruan Saranai Hamdrene.
Teruan Saranai. Teruan Saranai Handru.
Teruan Saranai Hamdrene.
Teruan Saranai.
Teruan Saranai Handru.
Teruan Saranai.
අපි නවතන්න හොඳට
අනේ බොහොම පින් රසිකයි බොහොම පින් පద్මනෝනා. Thank you very much.
එනවා.